big part of life is regulating our nervous system. This has been the hardest thing that I had to do, especially living in Bali, which is, if anyone knows, can be quite dysregulating living in Bali. And a big part of regulating our nervous system is coming out of this fight or flight response. And often or not, when we have had experienced trauma, or we have had parents with dysregulation, all of a sudden, we can go into a coffee shop, we can go into and have an argument with a partner, we can see an ex-partner at Pilates, which just happened to me, and this is what inspired the conversation, where you literally can have almost like palpitations and your body goes into that fight, flight, freeze response. Now, a big part of my work and the head to heart journey has been healing my relationship to my nervous system and being able to stay grounded, stay calm, even in situations that feel dysregulating, which, I think the head to heart journey is really like preparing us for motherhood, preparing us for having really large lives with family, with parents, with husbands, businesses, entrepreneurship. It all requires us to stay grounded, and a big part of the journey of head to heart is like awakening this life force within us. And when we do awaken it, hopefully we're grounded enough, we can hold the energy, hold the frequency. Because if we're not regulated, or we're not feeling grounded in the nervous system, it's going to feel very dysregulating. This is what happened to me when I was living in Bali. I felt so dysregulated, and I was, I've done ayahuasca ceremonies, I was doing a lot of Kundalini yoga, and I just felt this kind of a lot of energy, but I was living much in my head. I wasn't in my body. So I was very flighty all the time, like always on the go. I never could focus. I could never be present. It was like the hardest thing for me to stay focused and present. I was constantly distracted, constantly in a state of fight or flight. Speaking really quickly. You even feel it in my body now. I just feeling really hot. It's 40 degrees today. I just saw my ex-boyfriend at Pilates. Took me by surprise. I had to breathe so deeply into my belly. This is why I did the belly breathing exercise, to really ground me. Did it for months, and it repatterns our nervous system amongst with other practices that can help us with our nervous system. And a big part of nervous system regulation is attuning to what our body needs in each and every moment. And a lot of the time when I was healing my nervous system, I needed a lot of naps, a lot of yoga nidra, a lot of time to reset. And so many of the clients that I've worked with have this dysregulation of the nervous system because of trauma, because of being burnt out, being more in the masculine energy. Our feminine energy cannot sustain that for too long. So if you are struggling with this fight, flight, freeze response, this is something that we have to learn the hard way. And often or not, we can burn out. And what happens when we burn out is our body asking us to slow down. It's like, slow down, you need to rest. And often or not, when we've been programmed to do more because we don't feel good enough, this is the program that we're running, that we need to achieve, that we need to be successful, that we need to make lots of money. Whatever the program is, it can keep us in this fight or flight response, which can be very dysregulating for the nervous system and just feel really intense. When we are around people that have a regulated nervous system, we feel calm, we feel grounded, we feel relaxed. And that is when we start to heal and we start to feel more safe in our body. We naturally want to be around people that have regulated nervous systems, because being around people with dysregulated nervous systems doesn't feel safe anymore. And often or not, we're regulating other people through our own nervous system. This is what, when we have a child, the mother is like the main source of regulation for the child. So if the mother's dysregulated, it's already putting the child in a space of fight, flight, or freeze response, which the kid, a lot of the time when we've had chronic trauma, we've had dysregulation in the nervous system, we're going to get to adulthood and have a lot more health issues because our immune system is going to be suppressed, autoimmune disorders. So it's so important that we find practices, teachings, tools that help us regulate our nervous system. And a lot of the time when we are dysregulated, we'd even know that we're dysregulated because we've lived in this place of dysregulation for so long that that's what we know. That's all we know is dysregulation. So once we start to slow down, it can be very scary for our body to be in that rest and digest place, it almost feels like we're going backwards. And it will be maybe for a couple of months or even a year it can take to really truly heal our nervous system. And this has been a big part of my journey at the Head to Heart, and a lot of the work that I do with clients is regulating the nervous system with tools like breath work, meditation, somatics, releasing trauma out of the system. And once we release the trauma out of the system, we can really truly heal. So go check out my belly breathing video, and go start today, every single day, breathing into your belly. It's gonna change your life.